the Fight is Right listeners want to know your really breakdown and your opinion on this fight, how you see it going, how what you gauge from the weigh-in from both men, and just what's been going down there down in Saudi.
Well, how the week started off, why man was getting put on fire. And so they don't understand, you know. And listen, I'll say one or two things on the show, and they may seem a little silly, controversial, but the devil's in the detail. There's nothing I will say that I can't back up. You know, it's like when I said about Tennyson, I said the punch power he had, but I don't look at any man, you know, in regards to Javante. I didn't say he could beat him. I said, boy, if he licked him with that, that's a shot. I didn't. No way I was saying that was the case. So people are trying to go and sleep things like that. They're going on about stuff like with Usyk and Tony Bellew, forgetting Tony Bellew was ahead on points at that time. So technically, he was actually doing a good job. Tony Bellew just didn't believe in himself. So that when the pressure was on, he fell to pieces, got book gone. Now we're on this fight here, and they were. And I was asked the question. Now I'm quite sure if Eddie Hearn was asked the question, I'm quite sure of if AJ was asked a question, they would say, you know what, I'm not even thinking them thoughts, you know, I'm not answering you. Now, when we're out here, we're asked questions about certain things. It's our job to give an opinion. I don't have to back out of anything. You know, if I think something, I think something. So when asked if what would AJ do if he's going to win, I gave the answer. Nobody's talking about that. What happens if AJ if he loses? So I said, well, AJ doesn't seem the kind of guy that wants to be a backing dancer. And I understand that from my point of view. As a world champion, when you're the best in the world, the goal is to get to the best in the world. If you've lost and you thought, oh, that was a mistake, and you lose against the same guy, you think, wow, this guy's got my number. So therefore, where's your drive? Where's your ambition? Where's your motivation? Because you're thinking, there's somebody there that's in my division. So how else am I going to be champion? I'm not the best. So you think, I'm done. And I'm trying to explain this in AJ's terms to say, AJ's not a backing dancer. He's not going to be like Derek Chisora fighting anybody or be the gamekeeper or whatever. The man's made too much money, got too much pride for that kind of thing. And this is what I'm saying. No, man, twist it round. That was saying Johnny Nelson said AJ should retire. I don't mind you lying to me, but it's when you lie on me. You know what I mean? And I said, you know what? And so straight away, and they didn't know this thing. He's doing the press thing. They're all asking him. One young boy said to him, Johnny said, you should retire if you lose. Of course, my man's going to be Bex. You know, of course his team are going to be vexed. Of course Eddie Hearn's going to be vexed. And I said to him, what on? I said, boys, come on. I said, because the devil's in the detail. I didn't say that. Listen to the interview. Now, I've not actually spoken to AJ since, but I know Derek, when he came over, he said, well, I want to stand you, you know. You shouldn't have said that. I said, Derek, have you seen the interview? He went, no. I said, all right, come talk to me tomorrow when you've seen the interview. Yes. So Derek, next day, I see Derek. Derek's there with Coogan pulled us again. So they started to do again. And so I said, so Derek's talking to me. I said, Derek, and he's on him. Well, you shouldn't have said it. I said, Derek, have you seen the interview? No.
Yes.
I said, yo, man. So then all people see is a bit where Derek says, Johnny, shut the fuck up. Now I love Derek, right? And so if you've seen what was said before and what was said after, then you think, I get it. But then the man are thinking, yo, Johnny, let the man dish it like that. No, it wasn't like that. Because Coogan asked me about Derek fighting Deontay Wilder. And I'm not going to say something to your face, and then when the camera's there, say something else. Because that's cowardly. That's a walkless man. You know what I mean? And I know more people that do that. So I'm not going to say that. So then I said, you know what, Derek? This is coming from a place of love. I said, you need to think about stepping away. You're getting hit too much, too often. You've just had a good win. You know, walk away and hide. Yes. So then Derek says, nah, shut the fuck up, Johnny. That's what they cut in. And I said, Derek, it's coming from a place of love. I'm telling you this now because I know in 10, 15 years' time, you'll think, shit, what was I saying? Now, Derek said something after that. I had to ask Coogan to take out. And it was detrimental it was detrimental to himself. Not to me.
You know, sorry, Johnny. Sorry to cut you. Just not to cut you because I love listening to you. Do you know my lawyer sent me the interview? My lawyer, and then he said to me, "It's been cut. It's been edited." Yeah. So it's interesting that you just spoke about that because my lawyer sent it to me, so I know whatever it was. You know, carry on. I just had to make that point.
And that's what I'm saying. And what Derek said afterwards was detrimental to himself. And I said, Derek, don't say that, man. And I said, I stopped, and when we done, I said, Cougar, listen to me. I don't care what part of that interview you put out, but don't put that on there, because it was detrimental to him what he said about it. And so Cougar and Cougar said, you know what? All right, fair enough. He said, I'm putting it. I said, I don't give a shit about that. You know, mine can roast all the time. I don't care about that. So I don't mind falling on my sword saying, why? Because you don't know. The bigger picture will tell, and I hope to God I'm wrong. You know, the bigger picture will tell down the line when you think, well, it's like, you know what, Johnny? He'll come to me in a few years' time, you know what, you're right. In regards to the situation with AJ, I never said AJ should retire. You know what I'm saying? It was actually a compliment to say this man, he wants to be the best. And if he can't be the best, you know, and people are twisting this thing around. So, and for Eddie's narrative, Eddie, of course, Eddie's going to jump on it because Eddie wants, regardless, win or lose. Eddie don't want AJ to be thinking like that. He wants him to, even if he lost it, to box on. He's thinking with a business heart and a business head. You know, I'm talking as an ex-fighter, and I love fighters. I love fighters making money. I love fighters coming on top, getting the rub of the green. I hate to hear sad stories of fighters. And so man, like promoters like Eddie, XYZ, they're not going to want me to talk. Now, unfortunately, I'm with an employer that can or can't, don't know how to, they can't tell me what to say, but I'm not an idiot. You know, I'll speak my truth. And if you listen to me and let me explain, and then listen to the devil's in the detail, and you think, I get where it's coming from. But what happens is people are like sheep. So when one man says something, next man they say, oh my God, he said this. You know, and I don't mind standing alone as long as I can sleep at night. I don't mind. I am not going to say, oh, do you want me to say this? So when Eddie's going on about Johnny Nelson's a company man, and I'm saying, hold on. I said, make your mind up, because when you were with Sky, I was your company man. Was that right? Was you paying me? Was you dropping a little piece of coin? You weren't dropping me no money. So whose company do I work for? And then I'm getting messages like, Johnny, you're a racist because you want the black man to win over the white man. Johnny, you're a coconut because you want the white man to beat the black man. You can never please anybody and everybody. Yes, everybody. So if you are swayed like a leaf in the wind, you'll never be able to sleep with that, because there's nothing about you. Now, there'll be people watching this saying, yeah, Nelson, whatever, or some people will be against it. I don't mind. I can live with that. I don't know them personally, so I don't take it personal. But I know I could stand in front of anybody and back up anything I've said and have a conversation with people. Say, all right, then. What's happened is social media has created a nation of cowards, where people will come and will say something, they'll say something like that, but when it comes to your face, they'll can have a picture. On my Facebook thing, on my YouTube shout site, some guy said, Nelson, you're a blah blah blah. Yeah, I can't believe he said this, that, and the other. All I did is, I don't argue with people. I don't get it. I just sent a copy of the link of the interview I put up the other day. My man come back, I'm so sorry about that. Apologize, interrupted. You know what I mean? And listen, it's a high pressure week this week. Yes. And I put this win for Anthony Joshua on one of the highest wins of a Brit. The reason being, if you look at the resume of Usyk, what he's done through the amateurs, what he's done through the pros, what he's done now, the era of this guy's heir apparent. This guy's resume is better than any resume, and you're not going to like this, that of a fighter that probably Tyson Fury's box.
Hold your point right there. Sugar Ray, thank you for the £10, sir. He said, here is £10, Tundi. Buy a protein drink on me. I want AJ to beat Usyk, but he has to think and make the adjustments during the fight to win.
See that?
Boss Usyk with solid body shots and his frame. Come on, AJ. That's one.
He's done his homework.
Trust me. Alexander Wilson, thank you for the $10, sir. He actually says Ronnie Shields said that he was offered to coach AJ and wanted him to come to the UK. He said he will coach only if AJ comes to the USA. They said no. And Shields said he wants to be in his comfort zone. I just had to read out those two.
Your first caller did his homework. Usyk's weak to the body. And I've seen him put down 3 times with a body shot. Right. So but the other thing is this. AJ needs to bully him. Now, every fighter that's out there can learn from Tyson Fury. Now, Tyson Fury thinks I'm a hater. I'm not a hater. I'm an appreciator. And sometimes when Tyson Fury drops his message, you think, why, blah, blah. But you got to think how Tyson Fury fights. The art of fighting is not just leather on leather, hit and not be hit. It's up close and personal. When you're in that personal space, use your shoulder to push a man off, open your hand, twist him, drop on him, lean on him. And it's mental as well as completely physical. Tyson Fury's got that off to a T. Do you remember when he boxed Cunningham? Missed with a fist, took him out with a forearm on the blind side. This is fighting. You know, so what I'm saying is, this is how AJ has to incorporate. He needs to fight Usyk, make him feel uncomfortable, push the man off balance. You know, that chase after his car. You know, he needs to bully him because he's got everything going for him to take this man out.
Can I just backtrack to what you said before I read out I call it Snapchat. So people online, I know it's not called Snapchat. That's the name I gave it. So it's actually called Super Chat, but there's another one. Paul L Finance, thank you for the £5. Big up Muscle. Johnny, keep your head up, fam. Nobody can pull you down. This is what I'm trying to say, John. But anyway, I just wanted to go back to what you were saying. You were just about to say that if AJ were to win this contest, this would rank right up there. You said even higher than the achievements of Tyson Fury. Continue that line.
And the reason why I say that is this. Look at the caliber of Tyson Fury's opponent. I'm not hating. Trust me, I'm not hating. Look at the caliber of live opponents that Tyson's done it all. So you can't. Tyson's the best in the world. But as in caliber, as in pedigree, as in depth of experience, when it comes to opponents, you got to look at the ones that AJ has boxed and beat, and then you look at this fight against Usyk, and he blitzes them all. This guy's a live opponent. He's not over the hill, you know. Because listen, Klitschko was past his best when AJ boxed him. He was just reaching past his best when Fury boxed him. But what I'm saying is, this guy here, if AJ can pull this win off, I would put this win up there. If you're in the trade, you understand. I would put this up there with Lloyd Honeygate against Donald Curry as a tick, because this fight, this guy, he boxed in 2 Olympics before AJ even turned pro to rotted.
Yes,
right. And he unified the cruiserweight title as a pro. He had 351 amateur fights, lost 15.
Yes.
He boxed in 2 Olympics. He turned pro, unified the cruiserweight division, stepped up the heavyweight, win. He's steeped in experience and wisdom. AJ turned pro at 18. Give this man credit where credit's due. When he turned pro at 18, look at what he's achieved in that space of time. He started boxing at 18. He started boxing at 18. So when he turned pro and started moving and so he started boxing at 18 years old. What he's done in that time, you think, Ross. Now, AJ's not a natural boxer, but you know what? He's a natural athlete. He's a natural athlete. So therefore, he's one of those athletes that you can tell something right, do this, do that. Now, he's lost once. They've given the instruction to do it, to beat him again. Now, AJ is very good at taking instructions, and that's why he's achieved what he's achieved. That's why he beat Ruiz the second time. The first time he made a rookie mistake, looked at this little fat Mexican foot, this guy ain't got nothing. Now against Usyk, looked at Usyk, all them heavyweights saying, nah, he's just a blown up middleweight. Then you have to lick his wounds and thought, you know what, I've got this wrong. Now AJ's been given the tactics to do this. If he executes those tactics right, I expect to win. If he doesn't, I expect a loss. The devil's in the detail. If he executes the tactics right, he's got to do it right. He's still making rookie mistakes. He's got to do it right. And that's where it is. This is not an impossible ask for him. But if he pulls a win off, that's a big win, man. You've got to give props, but people aren't giving the boy credit where credit's due. I give Tyson Fury credit. As I said, Tyson thinks I'm a hater on him. I ain't hating on him. He's the best in the world. He's a fighting man. And everything about him, I'm thinking, I get that. He gets it. These young men, when they're fighting, they need to learn off that. It's not just about hitting and getting that way. And, Tyson's risky and getting a point taken off from the referee. It's like a bit of grappling, boom, boom, drop you, drag you down, miss with one shot, get you with another. You're fighting. I remember when I boxed, Chris Eubank said, put 2 protectors on. Now, you're not supposed to lick a man in the seat back. But Chris...
Hold on 1 second there, Johnny, because Anton is saying, Mr. ITV, I call him, is that he's in the studio, but I can't seem to see it. See, this is why these guys need to be here helping me, like I'm some multi-faceted TV producer, boxing trainer, manager, everything. I can't do everything, guys. But I'm trying to see how we get Anton in.
Wait him there.
He said he's in. He just sent me a picture of him on the thing. Let me just leave Gary a voice note. Gary, Anton is in the show. Can you let him in the studio? Because I can't seem to do it. I don't know how to do it. I'm not that technical. But log on from your phone and let him in, please. Thank you. Sorry, Johnny. Sorry. Carry on, my man.
What I'm saying, and listen, there's a lot going on this week. Everybody's tense. There's a big thing, and you want to back the Brit. And AJ don't realize he's got a lot more support than given. And AJ's still learning. He's still learning his trade, and what he's achieved is ridiculously beautiful. What he's done. Yes. But these guys can learn from Tyson Fury's attitude when they're in the ring. These guys, you know, it's about warfare. Look at this. Tyson Fury all of a sudden talking about fighting. This man's a bum. That man's a bum. Bob Arum saying he's going to come back. It just happens to be the same week Anthony Joshua's fighting. You know what I mean? Yes. And Tyson Fury is one of the few fighters actually is bigger than the belt. He's given up the Ring Magazine belt. You know, after they contested the Ring Magazine belt in point B, A, and in point B, Tyson Fury is fighting somebody. People are going to watch Tyson Fury instead of the belt. Tyson Fury is one of the few fighters that has put himself in a position that he's bigger than the belt. So he can drop where he can give the belts away. He can give any belt away. So say, for instance, AJ wins Saturday and his belt's on the line. Tyson Fury said, the only way you're going to get my belt is because I gave you. You know what I mean? This is taunting. This is like, he's smart. He's great. He's the best at it. So it's like mental warfare as well as physical warfare. The guy's got it off to a T. So you've got to give props where it's due, but you've also got to give props to Anthony Joshua for what he's achieved in such a short space of time. And you've got to understand, when people are reading these and they see the clickbait, they see the headline, the devil's in the detail. Listen, and hear.
As soon as I saw the clickbait, I actually listened to what you said, and I just wanted. Hold on. Thank you, Gary James, for the £8.99. He said we need AJ to fight Usyk like when he fought White, and bring back the uppercut in his fights. Now, this was something Eddie Harrison said. My immediate answer was, yes, we know that. My thing is, you can't go back to something you were in this sport here. Secondly, throwing shots, you can verify this as a world champion, ex-world champion, longest reigning. I was like, yeah, but you're allowed to throw certain shots on particular fighters based on the IQ of the other fighter. You know what it's like. You're in the gym with a novice. You start looking like Sugar Ray Leonard. You start doing the windmills, lead left hooks. All right, put a Johnny Nelson in front of you. You can't do those shots.
Yeah.
So I was like, we know that. I just feel that AJ can't go too much out of himself because, again, I feel that we're going down the same road. You're listening to this public pressure. The last time it was AJ needs to box him. So what did he do? He went out and tried to box him. This time, I'm not saying everybody's wrong this time, but this time everybody's saying he needs to stick it on him first 6 rounds. Is AJ not in danger of not following his own heart, his own destiny, and again listening to the outside when really he should know this thing? He should know that, fam. There comes a point where the trainers, they may tell you what to do, but you got to bite down on that gumshoe and say, you know what, I'm going for this. Everything's on the line, Johnny.
Yeah. So the problem is this: when people are saying throw the kitchen sink at him, unless he's picking up a kitchen sink and conking the man on his head, like, how do you box throwing a kitchen sink at somebody? You know, they're saying go for him, just go and rush him. It don't work like that. It don't work like that.
Yes.
How it works is it's calculated pressure. So, and I mean, when they say that and let the shots go, what AJ does is AJ he second guesses himself. He's a very intelligent guy, and I think shall throw that shot against Usyk. You've got to anticipate the movement, left to right, and then anticipate the shot. If you're waiting for I throw it now, Usyk's moved. Then obviously you ain't throwing no shots. 5 shots later, you ain't throwing one. What AJ needs to do is when he thinks the shot, throw the shot. End of. That's it. Don't second guess it, because you've got to take the timing and pace away from Usyk. Usyk will hypnotize you like a lizard karate.
Yeah, once he starts doing all this.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. And so that's what he means. So when they're doing that and they're saying throw the kitchen sink at him, use his size, use his strength. You know, AJ's not 22 of his 24 wins out of his opponents. That means he can bang. That means he can dig. But he needs to bully. When I say bully, I mean man-angle him like a picnic. Push him, lead on him, make the referee cuss you off. The second you see Usyk complain to the referee, you know he's uncomfortable, because Usyk's got an amazing poker face, right? Like that, not hurt him. But remember, after the box last time, Usyk started to ball when the fight done. So that meant it meant a lot to him. He needed doing. It meant so much to him. And then all of a sudden, there's a relief as if, yes, I've done it. This man's only human. And it's not an impossible task, but you got to choose the right tactics. And I talk like this about Usyk because I'm from a gym of unorthodox fighters. I know the game. They were talking about Lomachenko unbeatable until he got beat. Oh, yeah.
Come on.
You know what I mean?